Many years have passed since the mysterious death of the famous actress, the inimitable blonde, the living embodiment of the American dream Marilyn Monroe. But interest in her personality, biography, and the circumstances of her death has not subsided even today. Initially an imitation of the gorgeous Jean Harlow, Marilyn herself later became an object of worship on the part of Hollywood movie actresses. Obviously, such popularity demanded of the young diva toughness of character, intelligence, and determination. Unfortunately, until the end of her life, Marilyn Monroe was perceived only as a living embodiment of sex appeal, and the shrewd and strong woman in the actress will be seen years after her death. Childhood and youth. Norma Jean Mortensen was born in Los Angeles, California, on June 1, 1926. The girl was Gladys Baker's third child. Besides her mother had a son and a daughter from a previous relationship. The woman had separated from the girl's father a couple of days before the birth of their common daughter. On Norma's birth certificate, the mother listed the fictitious information that she had no living children. In addition, it is not known exactly who the father of the Hollywood star. As an adult, the actress herself claimed that the records in the certificate of paternity were not true, and Norma's biological father Charles Stanley Gifford. As a child, the future star endured many trials. Because Delia, mother Gladys Baker, did not agree to take a child into their home, the girl had to be put in a foster family. Bolander, who ran a family-type orphanage. There she lived until she was 7 years old, seeing her mother regularly. Gladys also paid for everything her daughter needed, from meals to trips to the movies. In 1933, her mother took Norma in, but just a year later the girl was again homeless and unprotected as Gladys was taken to the hospital with a nervous breakdown. She was taken care of by Mackie, the best friend of the girl's mother. Unfortunately, Norma's misadventures didn't end there. In 1934, Grace married. But since the newlyweds did not have enough money to provide for themselves, not to mention Norma, they sent the girl back to the orphanage. In the future, the little girl spent time in the orphanage, or with any of her relatives or friends of her mother. Later, the actress recalled that adolescence was her severe test, because several times she tried to rape the families of those homes where she lived. Nevertheless, at this time, Norma for the first time in a long time to meet her sister Bernice Baker Miracle, with which she was especially close to the depressing reality. Later this fact, and many other things from the biography of the actress of her relative described in her book My Sister Marilyn. Memoirs of Marilyn Monroe. Having met James Doherty at age 15, Norma soon married him. A marriage allowed the girl not to return to the orphanage every time the next well-wishers rejected her. Model. At the age of 17, the actress began working at the Radioplane Aircraft Factory. In 1944, United States Air Force photographers were sent to the site to create a series of propaganda photos to maintain the morale of soldiers who participated in World War II. That's when Norma met David Conover, a photographer who offered to model for her. It is unknown what attracted a man in a pretty, but at the same time ordinary and simple girl, but that meeting was decisive in the fate of the world famous. In January 1945, Norma left the factory and began to earn by posing for Conover and his photographer friends. David advised her to contact a model agency, and in August she signed a lucrative contract. Then the young model was recommended to change the image and take a pseudonym. Norma dyed her hair in platinum and was filmed under the name of Jean Baker. This is how she saw the billionaire and media mogul Howard Hughes, who was interested in the participation of Spectacular Blonde in the filming of films. Movies. At the insistence of Ben Lyon, executive producer of the film company 20th Century Fox, Norma again changed her creative name. As she took her mother's maiden name, and the name was suggested to her by Ben, who reminded the girl of Broadway diva Marilyn Miller. Thus, the world-famous name Marilyn Monroe was born. For a long time, the actress has not received invitations to the world of big movie, but it did not upset her. A free from shooting time girl spent on dancing and singing lessons, as well as to learn as many details of film production. In 1947, the contract with the actress was extended. Until her second contract expired, Marilyn appeared in several roles that did not attract much attention, but provided the experience to continue her career. In 1948, Monroe returned to work as a model, and in March she concluded a new agreement with Columbia Pictures. Working at this studio has not brought her any notable roles or fame, but helped further development as an actress. Marilyn met with several talented stagehands who gave her valuable advice on the image and appearance. In 1950, the film star returned to the studios of 20th Century Fox, and there got her first role, through which viewers noticed the girl. In the movie The Asphalt Jungle, Monroe appeared in the frame for only a few minutes, but critics favorably commented on the young performer. A few months later came out another movie starring Marilyn. The film All About Eve was destined to become a classic of Hollywood cinema, and the press raved about the film, which won 6 Oscars. His share of fame and got a young Monroe. The year 1951 was a success for the actress. Marilyn starred in several comedies. Critics and journalists favorably spoke about the young star and prophesied her soon glory. And it happened, especially since the popularity of the actress has influenced the numerous scandals of a racy nature, from the discovered nude photos of Monroe and ending with a difficult personal life of a Hollywood star. In 1952 and 1953, Marilyn gained fame as a film diva, a sex symbol, and the hottest actress in the United States. The young and charismatic actress starred in a number of highly successful pictures, and her partners on the set became many Hollywood stars: Cary Grant, Fred Allen, Jane Russell. The movie Niagara gained scandalous fame thanks to explicit scenes with Monroe. The role in the comedy Gentlemen Prefer Blondes was intended Betty Grable, but because of the growing popularity of the project invited Marilyn. The movie became a box office success of the year, and critics first noted the excellent vocal skills of the artist. The reputation of a sex symbol Monroe consolidated by participating in the movie The 7-Year Itch, and the episode with the flying white dress of the actress has long been considered a cult. The shot was later enshrined as a monument in Chicago. At that time, for Marilyn enshrined the image of silly, charming blonde, from which the star and did not get rid of until the end of life. Remember the World and the songs performed by Monroe in the movies. Especially popular was the song I Wanna Be Loved by You from the movie Some Like It Hot. For some time, Monroe did not even agree to roles that differed in style from the usual works. The film diva has repeatedly stated a desire to embody a serious dramatic image, but for a long time, no one dared to carry out such an experiment. Only in 1961, a couple of months before his death, Marilyn Monroe played in the movie The Misfits girl named Rosalind Tabor, intelligent and sensitive personality, seeking not marriage or adventure and human warmth. Personal life. Around the film diva constantly unfolded scandals associated with her numerous novels. The marriage of the future star with an American baseball player, Joe DiMaggio, officially lasted several years, but in fact, 9 months after the marriage ceremony, the couple decided to separate. Nevertheless, her ex-husband continued to love and care for Marilyn even after the divorce, and shortly before her death he proposed again. In 1955, Monroe married Arthur Miller, about whom she spoke with admiration and respect. In this union, the actress tried to become a mother, but the pregnancy turned out to be ectopic. The couple divorced in 1961. Soon the playwright committed suicide under unclear circumstances. There were loud rumors of Marilyn Monroe's affair with American President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert, but the official sources of confirmation of this version of the personal life of famous individuals not found. Appearance. Marilyn Monroe has always been a model of femininity and a symbol of beauty. In the appearance of the American actress, her figure, charm, and creative character, there is an elusive spark of talent, incomprehensible to many. According to speculation, the legend of world cinema had a rhinoplasty, as evidenced by the records of the plastic surgeon of Hollywood star Michael Gurdon. From the conclusion drawn up an American physician, it follows that Monroe had damage to the nasal septum, received perhaps as a result of the fall. A personal makeup artist-actress was Alan Schneider. He was her close friend. They met at the dawn of Marilyn's career, after her first acting auditions at the 20th Century Fox studio. The stylist used a number of beauty secrets, thanks to which it was possible to create a unique image of the legend. He also developed a signature makeup for the artist: arrows of dark eyebrows, scarlet lipstick on the background of pale skin. Death. The film diva passed away in 1962 at the peak of her career. A tragedy struck the artist in her own home, which she bought shortly before his death. At the time of purchase, villa in Brentwood cost $75,000. A star's sudden departure has caused a storm of speculation and versions about what happened, and in American society immediately started talking about the cause of Marilyn's death. We know that the body of the dead actress found her housekeeper Eunice Murray. Monroe was lying on a bed, clutching a telephone receiver, and there were empty vials of medicine. Doctors on the scene confirmed the first guess. The actress died of an overdose of sleeping pills. The position of the body, Monroe was lying stretched out, facing the pillow. The strange fact that Marilyn did not leave a suicide note, as well as the fact that nothing in her behavior the day before did not foreshadow such a desperate move, prompted a public suspicion that the death of a celebrity, it was not suicide. In addition, the constant gossip surrounding the Hollywood actress' relationship with President Kennedy has added a political undertone to this tragedy. Nevertheless, the official version of the investigation claims that the famous blonde committed suicide. Memory. After the death of the film actress, American directors often tried to bring her life story to life on screen. Director Terry Sanders created in 1966 a documentary film, The Legend of Marilyn Monroe. This picture is called The Most Truthful Film, in which the creators tried to show the actress is different, but at the same time realistic. The death of the style icon shocked many members of American culture. A week after the funeral of the movie diva, Andy Warhol began work on the famous painting Diptych Marilyn, written in the style of pop art. To create the canvas used the frame with a portrait of the artist, made on the set of the film Niagara. Another painting by the artist, shot Sage Blue Marilyn, much later in 2022 was sold at auction at Christie's for a whopping $195 million. Making it the most expensive work by an American artist of the 20th century. The memory of the actress is also reflected in feature films. The biographical film My Week with Marilyn appeared on the screens in 2011. The main character was embodied Michelle Williams, although the role of the famous blonde tried Scarlett Johansson, Kate Hudson, and Amy Adams. Filmmakers have revisited the issue of the unresolved death of a movie star in 2022. The Mystery of Marilyn Monroe. The unheard tapes premiered on streaming platform Netflix, using previously unknown interviews with the artist.